Welcome back, woodworkers. Okay, so I just pulled this out of the vacuum bag, and well, it's been in there overnight, so all the glue is fully cured. And I only mention that because the squeeze out, if there is any on the edges, I want to make sure that's fully cured before I trim off the perimeter here, and that's going to be done at the router table. I just don't want to jam up or gum up any of the wet glue or kind of gummy glue into the cutter of the router bit. So this is it. Everything seems to have gone well. It's relatively flat, and well, it's very flat. I just have one little bump right here, it feels like, but that'll easily sand out. So before I start cutting this off, I want to remove all this blue tape. This blue tape, similar to the glue conversation, is going to start to gum up the cutter into the router bit, so I want to get rid of that. And then at that point, I should be ready to go. I've already set the height of this bit, and the diameter of the bit, the length of the bit really doesn't matter for what it is we're doing, because we're only trimming off the tiniest little bit, the thickness of this veneer, and so we really don't need a lot in this regard. What we do need is some space, and I should have enough room here to do this. So I'm going to start with the this orientation here. So actually, you know what, I'm going to flip it around, and I'll tell you why. In handling this as I'm cutting it, I'm going to flip this around because I want to remove the fragile veneer that's going to be the face veneer now upside down. I want to get rid of all that stuff first. If it were reversed as I started with, I'm going to be tempted to kind of grab and hold onto these areas that are unsupported, and I just don't want to tempt fate by starting to pull this or have it delaminate from the substrate. So, alright, so I'm going to do that first. Kind of doesn't matter where I start. I'm going to work my way all the way around. If the face veneer, which is now upside down, was more linear like this, it would be wise to always start with the end grain, and then after the end grain is cut, if there's any tearing out on the end grain, so I'll start by cutting that first. If it tears out here where there's excess material, or over here, I cut across this, and then I start working my way across, so all of that tear out is going to be gone, in theory. Alright, so the first cut's going to be kind of the trickiest one to start. I'll probably go right in here where it's closest to the substrate. Alright, eye protection is on. Oops, gotta plug in the machine. Here we go. Alright, so hopefully you saw process there. Really not much to it. I just need to kind of go slow and steady. There's no tearing out of any of the grain anywhere. I've got to go with one more pass just to clean up a couple of these areas that I kind of rushed through. But that's that. Looks pretty decent here. And yeah, everywhere is good. One reminder, I'm still not going, this front edge is not complete yet. There's another step that I need to trim all that stuff off and then cut this down to final length for this particular design. But, pardon me, but I did need to clear off as much of this excess veneer, which is crazy vulnerable and fragile, and I just wanted to get rid of it before I started getting into the other stuff. So, alright, hopefully that was helpful. Should be a breeze. Thanks.